So welcome everybody to this latest video on 162 Maths, and in this video we're going over a quick topic test with a collection of some GCSE exam style questions on statistical measures 2 at foundation level. Now a copy of the questions for you to have an attempt at before watching through this video is available for you to download by clicking on the link in the description, which I strongly recommend you do to see how much understanding you have on this topic. Now before we get started, it's worth mentioning that there is no indication about whether any of these questions are specific to a calculator or a non-calculator paper. So what we'll do is we'll just make sure we show our full working out, and if it's on a non-calculator paper then we may have to do a further calculations. So let's get started on question 1. So question 1 says below is a list of data and we've got 5 numbers, and the question is asking us to work out the median, and it's worth 2 marks. Now the median is the middle number when the data set is been ordered. So what we need to do first is to order these 5 numbers. So what I'm going to do now, I tend to always encourage students to do 5 dashes depending on how many numbers there are, and then from this just go as you would to order the numbers. So here we've got 2 28s, we've got 30, a 32 and a 76. Now it's really important that you do show that you've ordered the numbers, because that in itself will be worth 1 mark. So from this we can establish what our middle number is, which is 30, so I can write that. So the next question then says write down the range. Now the range is the biggest number, take away the smallest. So again it's worth 1 mark, so I could either work out the answer or show some working out. So it's going to be 76, which is our biggest number, and our smallest number is 28. So if I do 76 take away 28, I get an answer of 48. Moving on to question 2, it says that the table shows the number of bedrooms of a sample of 50 houses. Calculate the mean number of bedrooms. So we know that this number here for the total frequency is going to be 50. So the next thing I then need to do is to create my FX column. Now as this is a frequency table, I've got to just multiply the first column by the second column. So that's going to be 1, 34, 38, 3 times 18 is going to give me an answer of 54, and then 40, 15, and then 6. And the next thing I then need to do is to add up that third column. So again, you can either, if it's on a calculator, you can do it on a calculator. If it's not on a calculator, you just simply need to add it up in more traditional methods, but you should have an answer of 150. So from this, then you can work out the mean. And so the mean is the total fx, which is 150 divided by 50, which gives me an answer of 3. Does that seem right? Well, yes, because 15 seems to be the most popular highest frequency group, so it does make sense. Then moving on to question 2b, it says calculate the median number of bedrooms. Now for the median, if I just go back to this, and let me just get rid of all these markings, which I wouldn't recommend that you do in the exam. So for this, we're looking for the median. So the middle number from 50 is going to be 25. So from this, if I just write B here, so the middle position is going to be 25. Now how have I got 25? Well, that's from dividing the total number of frequency divided by 2, and it's always divided by 2. So I want to see what group would the 25th house be if they were all in order of size of bedrooms. So you can see here, I've got 1, and then it's going to be 18, and it's going to be 3 again. So here my 25th house will be 3 bedrooms. And then for C, let's have a look at what C is asking for. So it's calculate the range. Now this is a really common question that a lot of students make a mistake on. Now when you're working out the range, it's the biggest takeaway, the smallest, is everyone kind of knows. But the problem is that because there's more variety of numbers with the frequency column, that's the one that most students tend to go for, when actually the range is the biggest number and the lowest number from the first column, and that's really important that you do know. So here the range is going to be the biggest minus the smallest in the first column, which is going to be 6 take away 1, which gives you an answer of 5. Then for question 3, it says the table below shows the heights of 30 trees, saplings, and it says write down the modal class. Now the modal class is the group that's the most one with the highest frequency, and that's going to be this one here. Oh, I don't know why I've crossed that out. It's what I want to highlight. So this here is the one. So the modal class is the one with the biggest, or the range with the highest, or should I say the group with the highest frequency, and that's going to be 30H to 40. And you always want to try and write that in exactly how it's written in the table, and that's this test done.